Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, unfortunately, Bitcoin is just moving sideways. Nothing really happened yesterday. It was another quiet day. Yeah, just a little bit of up and down. No breakout of this channel, no breakout of this flag. Just a little higher. It goes a little higher and fails, a little higher and fails. So far, no breakout. So the situation overall still unchanged. I'm still watching for this A, B, C structure here. I think what we could do, we take a look at, I try to add some micro structures to this. At the moment, it's still possible that we get one more low here in this A wave. That's, however, absolutely not needed. Yeah. This is clearly a three-wave move to the downside. I think if we don't see that one more low tomorrow, then it probably gets a little long in terms of duration. And I might label all of this like a WXY structure, but we'll see. I mean, again, those corrective structures, they have a lot of, flexibility. They can transform, they can change, and Elliott waves in corrections, they are more roadmaps. They don't really have predictive power within corrections. What's really useful in terms of corrections is to understand, okay, do we have those three waves already that we typically want to see in a correction? And that would be either the WXY or an A, B, C structure. And we're likely still in this first wave. So we still have, I think, a little while here to spend in this overall correction. But let's zoom in and let's take a look at what this actually here is. For now, I still see this as a potential wave 4, but obviously it's getting a little bit long in terms of duration. What I could imagine is happening, it's if we label this, it could be a really complex correction that's unfolding here. For example, a W, X, let me see, X, then here the Y, X, Z. Okay, so that is one of these corrections which typically doesn't show up because it's so complex. And I'm not sure, typically it's something different, if this pattern, because it's very unreliable, this sort of very complex corrective pattern, but it fits here. It fits quite well. And it could be complete, it could be, but it takes a break below the last swing low here at 42,066 to really move down and confirm that. Until then, it could easily, even that Z wave can move higher, no problem, right? No problem. If we draw the fibs, micro fib levels, let me see, from it reacted now to the 38.2 fib level. Yeah, there is still space still in the wave 4 as well, but my view was that if we break out of this flag pattern to the upside, then it's most likely already the larger B wave. But even here, again, this first corrective pattern can morph into something, let's say, bigger, But hey, for now, I'm watching this, and I think, ideally very, very soon this wave 4 is over and will break down and form one more low. But as I said, if this continues to go sideways or we really move up a little bit more, it starts to morph into this already unfolding B wave. And then we're likely already in this B wave. Okay, so this is possible, but this is nothing that I would trade for. Okay, there is no clear setup for higher prices from there, even though it's of course possible. You can always go long against the last swing low, but this is deeply, deeply corrective price action, or clearly corrective price action. Just highlighting one more low is possible. Starts to get a little bit long this wave 4, but as you can see, we still have, let's say, not very common, but it's a corrective pattern that can be counted as complete here. So I'm literally just waiting for a signal of the market if it wants to give us that fifth wave down. And if yes, then it's likely going to land in this area down there. I will have to adjust it slightly. So the ideal target for that fifth wave, if it still happens from here, would be between 40,887 and 39,314. Yesterday, the market already tried the sell-off, failed. Because it failed a few times now, it's sometimes an indication that, we're not getting that last wave down. And that would take us to a scenario where we'll say, okay, only 3 waves down. It could be a W, it could be an X and a Y wave, WXY. That's possible as well, but there's no way of saying which one it is. So we have to remain flexible. What I can tell you is that we are most likely still in a correction. We're still in the wave 4. The main support levels are here between 35,000 and 41,813 with 37,900 in between. As long as these are holding, generally further upside is expected. But first of all, we need to complete here a wave 4 as an ABC or WXY structure. So we'll likely spend a little bit more time in here. And yeah, again, which strategy could be a strategy that could be useful is the same that I recommended here, sort of buying into pullbacks, selling into rallies. If you're trading a little bit of the range, I think the range is very well defined. We've got the support box and we've got our resistance, which goes all the way up to 47,300. And yeah, but there isn't much new to say here other than, okay, we're trying to label the micro count, which is unreliable because these micro counts, they shift and morph and change, especially on the smallest time frame. So I always feel bad about these updates when there's not much to update, but yeah, I'll still give you an update. But yeah, no update is sometimes also an update. So we just, again, we're in a correction and just wait for it to complete, which will probably take a few days or even weeks, I would say, in a wave 4, probably rather weeks. And then ideally to continue the uptrend. But there is a very clear level that I mentioned yesterday when we looked at the daily time frame as well. 35K, below that level, we have a much deeper pullback. Different scenario would be a B wave. But until that level breaks, I'm focusing here on a wave 4, which, as you know, is frustrating, is boring. So it shouldn't be any surprise, when you see days of nothingness. Okay. So yeah, that's my update about Bitcoin. Unfortunately, there isn't much more to say. Let me know if you have any questions, but hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.